Ladies and gentlemen, it's videos like this. I've been saying lately, well, as of last, I don't know how many months now, maybe 6, 7 months, 8, 9. I've been doing some videos, that I'm like, I really didn't want to have to do. But these are the kind of videos is why I made my YouTube career. It's why my YouTube career is notorious for what it is. Because I get involved with the controversial, and it's why I came into the YouTube anime and manga community to begin with. Because I was like, you know what? Hold on, time out. I keep hearing all these opinions, right? All these views, all this being spewed, right? All these thoughts given out. And it's like, in which can be in control, the narrative, the dialogue, the conversation will be controlled by these big timers. It's like, wait, there's a timeout. Somebody got to come in here with objectivity. No fanboyism included. Regardless if you like a character or dislike, hey, we don't care about that. Come in here with the objectives. You know, the objectives, multiple objectives, but the objective here in this case is to present the facts and evidence. Logic, reason, facts, and evidence, right? To present the facts and evidence of the case. And to see if we can actually come to a conclusion. Now, I don't know if I'll actually come to a specific conclusion in this video, but I will definitely present the arguments for all sides here. And y'all know, if you know my channel, y'all know one of the staple segments of that is the death matches. I don't really do them within series. I love to do cross series, cross universes, cross whatever battles. But I think this is prime. I'm going to present. It'll be modified slightly. Number one, because we don't have all the proper information on either Lord Cracker or Captain Jack the Drought, and even to some degree on Heavenly Demon Don Quixote do Flamingo, aka Joker, on Joker himself. But I will do the best that I can based on the presented information that we do have. I think it's high time. I think it's the perfect time because of how Oda has presented the story. Oda has done genius. People say, oh, they can't draw a fight. Oda got screwed up power scaling. In fact that he got us debating, in fact that the conversation is such fiery and furious between characters, shows that Oda is doing a damn good job. A phenomenal job, in fact. It's the same way in other series. I have, like if you mentioned Portico with the 4 Heavenly Kings, who was strong and powerful. That was a long debate for years. Okay, you get that with Hunter with various characters and whatnot, and situational and things of that nature. Now, I will be doing with each character number 1. Okay, then I will be doing with the 1v1s. Then I will be doing in an all out. Okay, and see if we can determine potentially who comes out of this thing. Now, let's start with Lord Cracker, Brother Cracker, as Recon will call him. And with Cracker, it's a very interesting case we have here. Cracker, unlike these other two, is not your typical physical fighter. Cracker is devil fruit. We know it's the biscuit devil fruit. And he uses these cracker-like substances to mold these armors. Now, he himself has a body. He's an excellent, to say the least, swordsman. He seems to be potentially a master of the blade, master of Kenjutsu, okay? At least on the same level of Pirate Hunter Roaring or Zoro. That, to me, is without a question. He has a named sword. What degree of named sword, what kind of specialty it is, that is Pretzel, excuse me. I am uncertain. We are uncertain of this time. I was first alerted to being named sword, and the potency by shout out to Fire Angel Chris. You already know what time it is. And when we look at it, he's doing name techniques, honey roll, pretzel roll, and they're making Luffy dance. And it's not just because he's swordsman, it's because he's doing a damn good job of it. So, shout out to his swordsmanship. You look at Pretzel with the armors or whatever, excuse me. You look at him with the armors and you see that his armor and Taki's on point. This is some legit stuff. Get that Virgo foolishness out of here. Get it, please. Even Joker doesn't stand up to this. I mean, from what we showcase, even if they say, well, it's just a translation issue. No. From what has been showcased, it is clearly superior armor Taki than that of the Heavenly Demon himself, the Heavenly Yaksha. based on Luffy's involvement in Gear Force versus Luffy's involvement in Gear Force with Doflamingo. Okay, Doflamingo did not focus on hockey. Understand that. Now, so we have these armors, we have this this armament hockey, excuse me. We haven't really seen observation. It doesn't seem like he has Conqueror's hockey either. Which makes perfect sense as one of the 3 Sweet Commanders. I don't think he's even the most powerful, most potent of the Sweet Commanders based on representation, but we shall see. And also the fact that he's the 10th son, if that takes for what it's worth. Now, we have Cracker doing these things offensively and defensively. He appears to be a monster. Physical strength wise, we have 0 physical strength feats, but we do know that he doesn't apply by the usual physical strength rules. So that'll be a little bit interesting. But because of his devil fruit potency, he's able to utilize it to enhance his physical strength without him inherently being intact with the actual opponent, which is very skilled, I must add. It's on a manipulation status. Okay. When it comes to combat speed, he's pretty good. It's not stellar. I don't think it keeps up with Gear 4 by any means or any stretch of the imagination, but it's good. It's good enough to put Luffy on edge. It's good enough to put some work in on him. On a guy like Rogue. So, take that for what it's worth. If you look at his techniques, we will probably see more, maybe, but he's shown a few legit techniques. I've mentioned the name ones, as well as him using these suits of armor made of his devil fruit ability. He can be within the armor. He can make multiple ones just like that. He made like 6, 7 of them, 5, 6, 7 of them just like that, and they're all of similar quality. All can be enhanced by armament hockey and all quite potent, quite durable, physically monstrous, if you will. When it comes to destructive capacity, we have not seen any destructive feats. We've seen him straight up going at it, so that's very much an unknown. When it comes to reaction time, he's shown okay reaction time so far. He himself hasn't really had to react so much because of his armor, so that's a bit up in the air, but so far we've seen it's been okay. The durability's on point. And here's another one of those situations where he himself, we don't know how durable he himself is, but it's like anytime you have a suit of armor like Iron Man, for example, Iron Man's Tony Stark, what you have with Cracker is you have that his crazy durability with his devil fruit, as well as you have ridiculously high class armament hockey defense. So take that, and as well as armament hockey offense. That cut he did on Luffy's no joke. That's no joke. Almost severed his arm. So then we have agility. Again, we have not really seen any agility feats from Cracker to this very point. When you look at location, it doesn't seem like location is going to be an issue for Cracker. In fact, he's the kind of guy that seemingly, actually close quarters are probably surprisingly be in his favor because of his manipulation of the puppets, if you will, the biscuit puppets. When it comes to what we got, fighting style, he is a swordsman, as I mentioned. He's got a fairly large sword, to say the least. He prefers to fight at a moderate distance. Keeps him away. It's kind of a fencing style of Kenjutsu, not of the same style of speed blows, but more of a powerful fencing style, if you will. Speed blows, I'm referring to Brook's fencing style, by the way. It's like a hybrid between Brook and Zoro, if you will. Zoro with the powerful slashing techniques, Brook with the fast stabbing fencing style. So Cracker seems to be in the middle of those two. He does have powerful strikes as well with slashing and cutting, as well as he uses these puppets, these Cracker puppets to Cracker, biscuit, whatever you want to call it, puppets to give him a wall of defense as well as a suit of armor to battle physically potent opponents such as Luffy and Aruge. Okay, and if you look at his fighting IQ, it seems pretty solid, to say the least, if not high class. We need to see a bit more, but the fact that he understands utilization of puppetry, as long as in combination with his devil fruit ability. I mean, he's the only, and I mean with the swordsmanship, he's the only. This just debunks that whole pure swordsman nonsense. That's garbage out of here. But he's the what, third devil fruit user? I know we got Luffy, if you want to include Grundy World. He's the third devil fruit user to effectively combine his armaments haki with his devil fruit. Hands down, he's the only third. So give shout out. So I want to say he has, to say the least, fairly high, not high class fighting IQ. Combat experience seems quite extensive. He seems he know his way around a fight. So yeah, overall, Cracker is highly formidable, to say the least. And when it comes to the Heavenly Demon, I've done a breakdown of him versus Wolverine. So we'll make this quick. When it comes to physical strength, we know he's pretty good, to say the least. Okay, he's quite strong. When it comes to combat speed, he's quite fast. When it comes to fast enough to be around the ballpark near Gear Secondo, which is no joke. It's one of the fastest things. Gear 4 seems to outclass him, but it is what it is. When it comes to techniques, I mean, he's got a lot. Birdcage, which I don't think is going to be used in this fight by any means. He's got 5 colored strings. He's got athlete thread. We're talking about puppets himself, string, marionette puppets, parasite technique, which I definitely doubt will be used in this fight. He's got break white. He has his kicks. He's got all 3 forms of hockey as well. Observation, armaments, and conquers hockey. You got break white, bullet thread. He's got the awakening, as well as God thread as well. I think that was with the wings and whatnot. He's got the kind of, he can swing from clouds and such as that. I forget the exact name. It's not Skywalk, but it's something like that. Y'all get the point. He's got a boatload of text to utilize and choose from. Oh, overheat as well. How can I forget overheat? It's such a dominating effect. Destructive capacity is legit. Definitely island level. Hands down. It'll take him a while, but definitely island level. I mean, he casually kicked a huge chunk of a stone palace. I mean, it's no joke. Just with a casual kick. So, take that for what's worth. Reaction time, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not the best we've seen in the series, but it's pretty good, to say the least. Durability is more potent than what I even originally anticipated. His durability demands a tank. Hands down, he's a tank. When it comes to stamina, the man has stamina for days. Literally days. Agility, arguably the most agile we've seen in the entire series. This dude just clowns people with his mobility. When it comes to location, obviously you can't fight water animals. Well, none of these guys can, so forget that. They're all devil fruit users. So, there's that. I mean, he can fight aerial combat on land. He's location isn't a problem for this guy. Okay, very versatile, to say the least. Joker, when it comes to fighting style, again, is kind of this counterpuncher, if you will, quote-unquote counterpuncher, but his is more about leg kicks. He utilizes his devil fruit. He doesn't rely so much on hockey usage. His conqueror's hockey is not that effective. His armament is it's good, to say the least. How potent it is a bit debatable, but it's good. He will use his hands, but he prefers, he will punch and stuff, whatnot. But he likes to keep the distance if he can. and if he gets in close, he'll use speed attacks, and he'll put that pressure on him. It just depends on his opponent and how well he can manipulate the situation, both figuratively and literally, to his advantage. When it comes to fighting IQ and such, his combat experience is fairly extensive. He has a high fighting IQ without question. That's really what it comes down to. Now, when it comes down to Jack, physical strength, we haven't exactly seen full extensive feats, but if we get any indication from what's been highlighted, this dude, oh my goodness, I can only imagine what this dude can bring into the table with the lifting game. So take that for what it's worth. There's some question marks, but it's some dangerous question marks. When it comes to combat speed, we have no evidence, pretty much any combat speed. The dude's a stationary fighter. I'll get to fighting style later. When it comes to techniques, we know about the ancient mammoth devil fruit. We haven't really seen any named techniques. Oh, and he rocks some sickles as well. I think either sickles or scythes. I think they're sickles. There were sickles and like torturous blades, kind of a mix between those two. We didn't really see too much techniques. He doesn't seem like he's much of a technical fighter. He just goes in there and wrecks shop. When you look at his destructive capacity, again, we haven't got a full confirmation, but he was wastelanding. He was just wasting, just pretty much towns, okay, to say it was just casual. So you can only imagine what his full extent is. Now, when you look at reaction time, he does not focus on reaction time. His durability is unbelievable. This dude's tanking ability is ludicrous. He wins against two monsters, in Duke Inuyasha and Lord Nekomamushi, who both know jokes, and just were tanking him for 5 days. His stamina is ludicrous. As well as if you consider his agility, we didn't see any feats. Period. Point blank. We didn't see any agility feats. When it comes to location, don't really see him having an issue. He seems to have fought at sea, can fight on land. Don't know if he'll be able to do any aerial battles against Joker, for example, but I'm not sure if that's necessary. When you consider fighting style, this dude, he's a weapons user with the torturous sickles, as well as he seems to be a more stationary, immobile fighter. He tanks things and he just lays the smack down on fools. It doesn't mean he's gonna tank everything, but it means that he will take blows to give out a hell of one. Okay. When it comes to fighting IQs, he seems to be highly experienced in combat as well, which shouldn't be a surprise, as he is, Kaido's one of his 3 calamities, if you will. His fighting IQ, it's hard to determine because we didn't see too much, but he doesn't seem to be stupid by any stretch of the imagination. So I know it's long, but that's the breakdown of everything. I like to get everything in order. Now, when it comes to Cracker versus Joker, I know this is a huge debate right now. It's difficult to say. Joker, these two counter each other very, very well. I want to give the edge to Cracker, though. Here's why. We saw what Joker did against Law, but Law's swordsmanship's not that good. It's good at best. Okay. I know he would struggle definitely much more against Zoro. And if he's struggling against Zoro, based on the implications that we've seen with Luffy and Joker and how long that fight took, even that both inconvenience, call it what you want. Say what you want, but the fight took at least an hour. So 30 minutes before Gear 4, 20 plus minutes after Gear 4. Just saying. Even though the fight probably should have took 3 days. But when you look at Cracker, the way that Cracker is just pushing Luffy, and given the fact that Luffy is physically stronger, hands down, he's physically stronger than Joker, and Luffy could not damage the armors without Gear 4. Luffy was knocking Joker around like a rag doll in Gear 4. He has not yet, at least from what we showcased, he's not even laid a finger on Cracker's body. Keep that in mind. Luffy was able to land blows on Joker, and effectively. They weren't significant, but they were still effective. Outside of Gear 4, he could not do that against Cracker. And when I look at that, although you have mobility and such, I mean, Cracker, Joker's going to struggle, because, I mean, even if he breaks through the armor, Cracker can fold his, and we don't know what else he could do. He said possibilities are limitless, and while I don't know if limitless is accurate, it causes one to consider and think. So take that for what it's worth. I do give the edge to Cracker, and here's why. I look at the Devil Fruit Mastery. Cracker, now I gotta put him up there. I gotta put him up there amongst the top 7 or so, top 8 Devil Fruit Masters. At least the mastery we've seen. Joker has easily been top 3. I think what I had him at 2. I forget where I had Joker, but he's high up there. But regardless of his high mastery, Cracker just defends so well. His Devil Fruit ability just defends so well. His swordsmanship will definitely cause Joker problems, as well as, who knows what the tricks that Cracker has. Joker will have to be very mobile and stay on his toes. But that physical presence in that armless hockey is no joke. And I think eventually that's going to definitely wear down even the very mobile Doflamingo. So I give the edge to Cracker just because of the clash of fighting styles and the clash of abilities. Powers and abilities. Now when it comes to Jack versus Joker, this one to me is a complete toss-up. I have no idea. I mean, you would think Joker has the edge because of his abilities, but we don't know. I mean, 5 days. How much can he tank from Joker is the key before he gives. Because if he lays his hands on Joker, I think Joker's going to have some serious problems. So, currently, it's just a clash of styles, really. And so their styles make them all hard. That's the simplest I can make it. When it comes to Cracker and Jack, I want to give the edge to Jack because I think Jack's durability and strength will be, especially with the Ancient Zone, I think that will give some mad problems to Cracker. Even with his armored hockey game, Jack is just physically he's gonna run. This is almost on some rock paper scissors status. So I'm not surprised I'm having such struggle. So I give the slight edge to Jack from what we know about him, but it's a very, very slight. So who would I think might come out, and I'm saying might because all of these is still a bit uncertain to say the least. Who I think's coming out of this? I love Joker. He's my 5th favorite, but I don't see Joker winning this. I see both of these guys being very problematic for him. Joker is physically strong and dominating, but I think both of these guys, their physical capabilities along with their Devil Fruit powers and abilities counteract Joker's abilities quite well. I'm not saying he can't mess them up because he can, but it's rough seeing Joker win this one. Jack, how much he's taking? I think in a free fall, I gotta go with Cracker. I gotta go with Cracker because Joker probably go after both of them. Either one he tries, the other Jack will come through and come strong. But the very fact that not only can Cracker make a body of his own, but we don't know what his full limit of the amount of just an army that he can produce, as well as the fact is we don't know what else he might bring to the table in forging. He produces armor, but that's not all he's capable and limited to from what's been proposed. So I give coming out of a free-for-all to Cracker. Again, this is very tight, and it doesn't mean that Jack or Joker can win. But from what's been presented, Cracker seems to be the top dog in these battles. But these are my thoughts. What are yours? Unexpected one to like, comment, subscribe, tell me your thoughts. I know this is a huge debate, but I was hopefully I'm able to weigh down all arguments, enlighten people. Again, I don't, people saying on level, they're all on the same level, easily on the same level. Come on now, stop it. They're all on the same level. They're all pretty much on par with one another, and it just comes down to a matter of fighting styles, powers, and abilities, as it always should. Alright, y'all, have a beautiful day, beautiful night.